Yep, that'd be great. So obviously, as you all know, we've had a different experience in fall camp this year. So it's been unique to say the least. But thought our kids every day came out and prepared the right way, worked hard, and overcame every obstacle that we had thrown at us. Whether a guy was missing because of COVID or contact tracing or whatever it was, and I thought our kids did a really, really good job of getting through that and moving on and just keep preparing and trying to get better within our scheme. So very, very happy with where we're at. Really like this group of kids. They're hungry. They want to win. They want to do stuff the right way, and I appreciate that about them all.
Sammy Batten, what you got?
Yeah, Tony, yesterday we were talking to Daniel Joseph, and he was unsure, but he thought you were the first one to reach out to him in the transfer portal. Is that right? And how did you guys kind of entice him to Raleigh?
Well, we definitely, that was obviously a need going in. We needed to get an older guy or two, losing so many good guys last year. So, that was a priority for us, and we felt that we needed an older guy to come in. So when his name popped up on the portal, we jumped all over him. Now, I don't know if I was the first guy or not. He would have to answer that. But we were looking, and we had some options, and we felt like that he was the best fit for what we were doing. Brought him on an official visit, sat him down and talked a lot of football with him. He wasn't interested in, like most 18-year-olds are when they come in on a recruiting visit. So we got down to business. I mean, he was coming here to play ball and start on his graduate program. And, we gave him everything academically he needed. And then we showed him what we were going to do on the football side of it and how we were going to use him. And once we saw him, definitely was a guy that we wanted and, was a guy we thought would fit well.
Corey Smith, what you got?
Hey, Coach Gibson, for you, when you look at the linebacker core coming into this year, obviously a lot of young talent, but a lot of guys that played a lot of snaps last year. How good do you expect that unit to be in particular when you have so much depth at that position and so many guys that did take a lot of snaps last year?
Yeah, last year is, obviously decimated by injury at that position as well. Lost a lot of guys. A lot of guys got to play, which was a good thing now. At the time, we didn't think it was good, but obviously now, a year later, with these guys, I think about every guy in that room that was here last year played at some point. So a lot of experience coming back, a lot of talented guys coming back. Peyton Wilson led our team in tackles and started in one game. So, very excited about him, very excited about Drake, Isaiah Moore, Lewis, Levi, Calvin Hart. So we're very deep. Jalen Scott's another guy. So very, very deep at every position. Feel really good about those guys. They've had a really, really good camp and excited to watch them play.
Jonas Pope, you want to go?
Hey, thanks for your time, Coach. I wanted to ask you earlier in camp, Coach Doran talked about some guys playing in, some guys playing tackle, guys like CJ and Davin. What do you look for in guys who are able to do both? What's kind of like the difference in position and moving those guys along the line?
Well, it's pretty unique with the scheme that we run, and at times they're going to be in 4 techniques. They're going to be playing 5 techniques at end, 3 techniques at times. So, we need bigger body. I mean, 4-3 D ends that are 220 pounds are hard to fit in this system. So, the guys that we can move around and put a nose guard like CJ and then also put him out at end, they have to be able to hold the point for us. They have to be able to penetrate, double teams and fight in there. So really all of our guys, we feel they can go in and play inside as well as outside. So, we like the group of guys we got. We got, Savion Jackson is a big body kid that, that could do it. Terrell Dawkins is a guy, obviously, we would just leave it in. But if you go through that list of guys, we probably have 8 or 9 guys we feel good that we can move inside as well, and that's counting our young kids.
Brett Freelander.
The talent that you have in that room, have you kind of looked at other, formations and packages to get as many of those guys on the field at one time? And then where does Vi Jones fit into that?
Yeah, Levi is a guy. He could be an every down linebacker for us. He could be in our dime package at linebacker, as a rush guy, as a cover guy. He's very, very athletic. And there's some guys obviously that don't fit on third down with what we do and how we want to play in that linebacker room. But we could get big, if people get big personnel with us, they get into 13 or 12 personnel, and we want to get big, we can do that now. So, we can get to a 4-down look with a linebacker being a field end or a rush end per se. And, we feel like we got a lot of guys that can do a lot of different things. The two guys that have gotten, that have got some work are Jalen Scott and Levi Jones moving around and playing some different spots to get that fourth linebacker for us. Yep.
Aaron Beard, go ahead.
Hey, Tony, I'm curious, with injuries and youth being an issue for the secondary last year, kind of what have you seen going forward, how you feel about what the secondary can do for you guys this year?
Yeah, very excited about those guys. Obviously, Tanner Ingle and, Tyler Baker-Williams are two guys that have played a ton of football. Was excited about Jakeem Harris as the year moved on last year, and he got thrown in the fire and thought he responded well at times. Now it's an every down role for him. And like where he's at, as we started spring ball, he was showing flashes of, he was confident. He was a lot more confident, was able to make all the checks, have a voice back there, and really liked where he was at. And he's continued to do that through fall camp. Khalid Martin's another guy that we were kind of redshirting and then we played him in the Carolina game. He ended up playing a bunch, started that game, so he's got experience. And then the other guys were Keem Ashford. He's a guy that you guys haven't got to see yet. Very, very excited about him. So, happy with our safety here. Devin Boykin's another guy. I'm sorry I missed him. Josh Pierre-Lewis is another guy. So all those guys playing in nickel and safety we're excited about and really like where we're at with them. Our corner group, we're with Tayshawn and Tyon Palmer. We've got Shy Battle, Malik Dunlap, Cecil Powell. I mean, those kids have all grown so much, and Coach Mitchell's done a great job of coaching those guys and working technique, and they're playing with a lot of confidence as well. So, excited, still got some youth back there, and going to be excited to watch them play against Wake. So,
Justin Williams, you want to go?
Hey, Coach, thanks again for meeting with us this afternoon. Just after watching the last 2 weeks of college football, or what little there has been of it, it seems that tackling is going to be an issue, at least early on, for some of these teams that, have been interrupted in fall camp. Of course, NC State had, week-long pause there a couple weeks ago and are still battling to get back guys from quarantine. So how do you feel about, where your defense stands in terms of tackling, and how much have you guys been able to practice that this offseason?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's why I've been waking up at about 2 a.m. every day or every night and not sleeping well. That is my biggest fear. And what we've done a really good job. Coach Dorn would do a team drill with, all the offense and defensive skill guys, and we'll all tackle, because special teams obviously is involved with that as well. So we do a drill usually every other day with the offense and defensive guys. Coach Roper and I and Coach Goebel have broke off and did some combatives one-on-one tackling in space. We do a lot of tackling circuits on defensive side. And so we've tried to hit it the best we can. Obviously, we've gotten one good scrimmage in where we tackled, and we tackled pretty well. So I was kind of shocked and excited watching that film, that how well we were tackling. It was the first time since March that we were in a live situation. So, was happy to see the scrimmage. I didn't track a lot of missed tackles in that. And now moving forward, it's going to be wait and see and make sure that our guys are, or running to the ball at least. If we do miss one, the next guy there needs to make it. So, but that is a concern, and obviously you said it. It's nationwide, just not here at NC State. So we have to keep coaching it up and keep working the drills, and hopefully it will all kick into effect against Wake.
Thanks.
Jonas Pope, go ahead.
I actually have two questions. One of them is a follow-up to Justin's question. How much of tackling is attitude and how much of it is technique and talent when you break it down percentage-wise? I'll let you answer that question first, and I'll ask my second question.
Yeah, and I'll add another one to you. It's a lot of tackling is want to. That's the biggest thing. Do you want to tackle anybody, or are you a hitter? And obviously they're here for a reason. We thought they were talented enough to play at this level, but you get some kids in here that weren't taught the right way, maybe, or are tackling a different way than how we want them, and so you try to fine tune that and tweak it. But it's a lot of it too is effort. Getting to the football and being willing to to wrap your arms and put your face on people. So that there's a lot of it that is that is attitude and want to, and who plays aggressive and who doesn't. So that's something that we got to track. Everybody looks good in shorts and t-shirts, but when the pads come on, the real guys step up. So hopefully we got a bunch of those real guys.
And then my second question is, I was listening to Coach Thunder last night on Coach Doran's radio show, and he was talking about guys who are like throwback or old school players, and he named 3 linebackers. I think he named Drake, Isaiah, and Seth Williams. I just want to ask you, what makes those guys fit in that category of like throwback, old school type players?
Well, they wear a neck roll still like Coach Thunder, so maybe that's what he's looking at first. But no, those guys are just they're gritty, they're nasty. They'll hit anything that crosses their face, so they love it. And Peyton Wilson's the same way. He's in that same category with those guys, but they seek out contact. Some guys may shy away from it. They love it. That's part of their DNA, and they are throwback linebackers. I mean, they need to be wearing number 55 and 44 and numbers like that, and the way they play. So, but like their attitude and the way they do it.
Looks like our last one here, Brett Freelander.
Yeah, you mentioned the scrimmage recently, and I was wondering, is there still time to scrimmage again between now and the time you go into game preparation, or are you now into game preparation?
No, we're game prep right now, so we're done with the scrimmaging, and it's time to move on and get the game plans in for Wake and watch them Saturday and see what we need to tweak. But able to get 2 or 3 practices in, this week on Wake, and then started it back up Sunday once we figure out what they did Saturday night against Clemson and move forward with that.
All right, that looks like everybody. Coach Gibson, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you soon, and hopefully we'll get to kick it off here in about 10 days.
Thanks a lot.